Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. As you can see, it's another day, probably another couple of days, I don't even know. But I just got on here to say, hello, how are you? And give you a quick haul. Went to the grocery store today because I decided, I'm sorry, I'm also eating because I just ate a small roast beef from Arby's. I just wanted the roast beef part. Anyway, so I ate that, and actually my stomach's upset, but I think I told you guys the slightest thing can make my stomach upset. But anyway, I went to Walmart, got a slight haul. Just a couple of things. I wanted to make Salisbury steak for dinner today. So I ended up getting eggs. And listen, I don't know what it is, but these eggs were $4.67 or something like that. And it's the 18 count large. So clock that. But I also got some beef Lipton soup mix, ground turkey, fries. Remember that commercial that guy used to say, Martha White? But fries. I got some cheese because I needed some. Got some thick cut bacon, not for the Salisbury steak, but for breakfast. Ground beef, and I think I'm gonna do half ground turkey, half ground beef, and mix it together because beef is so I don't know what the word is. Not strong, but it doesn't agree with me well. So I just tried to get like mix it. I like ground turkey, and I've never made Salisbury steak with just ground turkey, so I just wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit, so I'll do that. Some asparagus from a green vegetable, and some mushrooms. Now I already have beef broth here. I already have onions, and I said I was going to do breadcrumbs, but I changed my mind because I want it to taste like Salisbury steak versus a meatloaf. And so, and then I think that's pretty much it. And so later on, when I get everything together and I decide to cook, I will bring you guys along with me. How about that? How does that sound? Anyway, I'll talk to you in a few minutes. All right. Yeah, before I leave, I wanted to let you know, listen, I got this cute little reusable bag from Walmart. It was only like $2.99, but it's reusable, and it's got the little thermal insulation on the inside. $2.99, and it holds hot and cold. Pretty good size too, because this Walmart that I shop at, and I try not to go because I hate going to Walmart, but the one that I go to, they never have the little hand buggy, or the smaller buggy, or the little basket. Never have them. I don't know if the store just doesn't have them, or every time I go, they never have it at the front. And I'm not going to hunt it down. By the time I do that, I might as well go and teeter everything until I get to the register. So I saw this up to the front, and I got this. So I'll be using this from here on out every time I go. Yep. Okay, guys. So I started dinner, and I forgot to include you, but I am here. So what I did was I got everything together. I got rice, beef broth. I also had, I mixed the ground beef and the ground turkey together. And so now I am frying them up to get a nice sear on them. Got a nice sear on them. And so this is the first batch. So with the two that I had together, I was able to make 2 batches. So I got 3 here, and I got 3 sitting over to the side. These are the other 3. I also have the asparagus and the mushrooms I'll add later. I cut up my onions and what have you. And like I said, this is the rice. Yeah. So I'll include you when I make my next step, which is the gravy and the asparagus. Okay, so I'm sorry about the fan, but I took all of the meat patties out. And so what I'm going to do now is add the onions. This is going to be hard. Hold on one second. I've added the onions. I'm going to also add my mushrooms. So yes, I added the onions, and I actually cut up another onion and added to it because I like a lot of onions in my Salisbury steak. And so I'm gonna let that cook down just a little bit. I'm gonna add maybe like 2 or 3 pats of butter and just let that cook down. And then I'll be back to show you the next step. Okay guys, so what I did was, as you can see, I added the mushrooms and the onions and let them cook down. So they're cooked down really, really good. And onion escaped. And so I'm going to now add a couple of pats of butter. That might be enough. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to add a little bit more. So I added a little bit more butter. And so what I'm going to do next is add some flour and the beef broth so that I can make my gravy. Ooh, look at that butter, make it nice and silky. Silky, baby. Okay, so now that that's cooked down pretty good, I got some all-purpose flour. So I'm going to put in a couple of tablespoons of the all-purpose flour so that I can make my gravy, extra gravy. And you want to cook down your flour because you don't want no raw flour. Back when I wasn't sure how to cook, I used raw flour one time and I pretty much ruined the whole thing because I didn't let the flour cook all the way off. This was years ago. I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I am the only girl. I am an only girl. And so a lot of the times the cooking was on me, especially because my mom had to work and my dad worked. So yeah, I didn't know about the cooking off the raw flour. So that's going to be all I use for that. And so yeah, I didn't know. So yeah. So what I did when I made my patties, I added Sazon, garlic powder, garlic salt, complete seasoning, a little bit of adobo, some accent, and of course pepper, and a little bit of regular salt. I use Himalayan's pink salt. And so yeah, that's what I use. I put in the seasoning for that. I'm going to add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce into my gravy when I make it. And I am using beef broth. I was going to use beef consomme, but instead I'm going to use beef broth. Beef consomme is just beef broth concentrated. And I usually use my beef consomme when I make my brown rice. But I'm going to use beef broth instead. And I've also seen where people add tomato paste to their Salisbury steak, and I guess that would be good, but I just don't. Anyway, I'm going to add the beef broth and one more cup. I'm going to fill this can one more time. And I only filled it like maybe halfway. And so with that, it's going to, of course, you know, you're going to add some more seasoning to it, but it's going to, when you add it to the flour, once I add the flour and everything to it, then it's going to thicken up the gravy. So get that going. I'm going to season up my gravy to make sure it tastes pretty decent or tastes good. And then I'll add my patties back to it. So what I'm going to do now is add a little bit of beef better than bouillon. Just maybe a spoonful. And a little Worcestershire. I heard somebody else call it the worst word in the world. Worst word in the world sauce. I'm just gonna add a dash or two. That's pretty much it. So now I guess maybe like a couple of tablespoons. I don't know. And then I'm going to taste it and maybe add my seasonings to it. Hey, love bug. I'm recording. And then I'll add my seasonings to it to make sure the gravy tastes good and doesn't taste watery or floury. And then I will be right back. All right, so I made my gravy. I add some, bless you, I made some seasoning to it. And I add some seasoning to it to make sure it has some good taste. And I think it tastes pretty good. Because you know, when you think of Salisbury steak, you think of maybe a little bit of sweet, not sweet, but a little bit sweet. So I'm gonna add just a little more Worcestershire to it, and a little bit of Tony Cacheray. And that should do it. That should really do it. And then what I'm going to do is once everything, I feel that everything that taste-wise is good. Perfect. So I'm just gonna add my beef patties back in on my patties to let them finish cook. Because I just seared the outside. I didn't cook them all the way. And I'm gonna turn my eye down and let them finish cook. Gotta get all the good. The good. And just let that cook down. I turned it down to a 3. If you have an electric stove, I turn it down right between 3 and 4 and just let that cook for about 15-20 minutes and just let that finish cook. So I turned everything down. I have my Salisbury steak. I have that. I turned it down to, like I said, between 3 and 4, but I actually gonna put it on 2 and just let that cook down. And then I will come back when I cook my asparagus. And my son wants mashed potato. I don't want mashed potato. I don't really care for mashed potatoes, but I might, I don't know. But anyway, I got some rice already, and then I'm gonna cook the asparagus. So I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, I made it back. I washed my asparagus and put them in a pan. I put a little bit of EVOO and a little pat of butter in here. I'm going to, I cook them until, or saute them, I guess, if you will, until they're like a really bright green. And I put a little bit of seasoning on them. And so for the seasoning, I usually put like some garlic pepper or garlic salt, maybe, or hold on. What I did was, I have these. It's the garlic, it's the frozen garlic. They're already minced. And I'll take a couple of these and put it in the pan. And they last pretty long. I like them. I just use a couple of cubes of them. And I add them to my, whatever I'm cooking. So I added them to the asparagus and let them cook down so they have like a little buttery garlicky feel or taste to it. And maybe sprinkle a little bit of black pepper on it. Yeah, it's pretty good. So the asparagus is done. And they taste pretty good too. And because I had one. And so I'm gonna I added 2 cups of water to this pot right here because my son wants mashed potato. And the Salisbury steak is done. I turned that down. And so yeah, I'll get back with you in just a few. Yep, I'll let you know as soon as I plate it up. Not I'll let you know, but I'll be back as soon as I plate it up. Show you the finished product. Anyway, talk to you in a few. I added a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top of it and just let that, let the heat just kind of melt it by itself. So yeah, it's really good. Okay, so I made it back, and so we're gonna do I got instant mashed potatoes because I didn't feel like going through the whole process of making mashed potatoes from scratch. So it's 2 cups of water, boil, add in the mashed potatoes. I like these little pots. I got these pots from Temu, believe it or not. And so turn that off, whisk in, and I'm going to add a little bit of milk to it, or heavy cream. Sorry, I don't have any heavy cream, so I'm going to use half and half. And some butter. Butter sounds super hard because it was frozen. I took it out of the freezer. Oops. Great. And my son, he doesn't really like a whole bunch of, like, I like garlic and all that stuff like that, but he doesn't really care for it. But I do. So I'm just going to add a little bit of black pepper, and that's it. Because the mashed potatoes is really for him. I'm just going to have a little corner of rice, maybe. But, yeah. Leave the mashed potatoes for him. And I cleaned up as I went. So I have absolutely no dishes in the sink. Hello. And that's pretty much it. You know what? This mashed potatoes look kind of good though. I might turn the rice off and just have a little bit of mashed potatoes. That's how they look. And I will show you the finished product in 1 second. And here is the finished product. Yeah. So yeah. So thanks for rocking out with me, guys. Yeah. We'll see you on the next vlog. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Would love to have you hanging out with us. So yeah, don't forget. I'll talk to you later. Remember to be good at it.